Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back to Sweaty Plebs podcast. It's been a long minute, a lot of busyness on
One,
our lives, in our lives.
sure.
Today's episode, we're just going to recap some Xbox news, kind of big news, some Switch Lite stuff since that came out during our hiatus, Apex news, Borderlands 3, Destiny 2, and Modern Warfare. And pretty much that's it. Let's get into Xbox news. The big one, I guess, is in October. xCloud preview is coming out.
Nice.
Whether that's going to be something we try out or not, it's a different story.
I think we'll probably give it a shot. One of us will test it. I'm not
You have an iPad,
too.
so that's probably
I
better.
do have an iPad, and I do like to try things out. So, I'm intrigued on this. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm really the target audience because I do most of my gaming here,
Yeah.
with my gaming devices all set up to play. But this would be really cool. You know, if I'm able to in the future just bring my iPad and a controller with me, like if I go visit family or something or get stuck on the train for 4 hours, that would be so cool if I could just log onto the Wi-Fi and start playing some Borderlands or obviously whatever supported games there are. But I think xCloud, the end goal is you can pretty much play anything you want on it, right?
Yeah, that's the main purpose is anything you have on your, well, the two modes, right? I think the initial
Yeah,
spin out is whatever's on
whatever
your
they have.
console. Or, no, you're right.
Hmm.
Because there's two modes. There's the servers
Yeah,
themselves, and then your console being a server.
your
Yeah.
Xbox. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
I think this rollout is for the server themselves because they're limiting the games. It's going to be Halo 5,
yeah.
Gears 5, Killer Instinct, and Sea of Thieves. Which
Killer Instinct.
I might try.
Just a
There's some
stinky
games I might
killer.
try out with that. I was surprised Forza
Um,
was not on that list, actually.
that one, I feel like Forza is probably the best looking out of all those games, so they're probably going to hold that one back just to make sure it runs well with, uh, I don't want to say lower quality games, but
I don't know. Gears 5 looks
less
really good, man.
graphical. I mean, all of these games look
That's
good,
true.
except for Killer Instinct. I've never played, but
Killer Instinct.
I'd be Instinct. Um, I would be very interested to see how some of these run. I assume um, I don't actually know. These are all pretty multiplayer heavy games. Are you going to be able to play co-op and play online? Um,
I don't know. That seems taxing on the network.
yeah, but I mean, Killer Instinct, you're not going to be playing that by yourself.
No.
Sea of Thieves, you're not going to be playing that by yourself. Um, I mean, maybe. I don't know. That seems a little crazy. Halo and Gears, you could play by yourself, but more fun with friends,
Sure.
as most games
As
are.
most games are.
Um, I'm I'm very intrigued. I want to see how well it works. Um, this would, if this works well, and like if you can just play your games,
Hmm.
this would be one of the crazier things I think to come out in gaming in quite a while. I know there's been like some weird things and some big things that have happened, but this would be super cool because it's basically just like it's just portable everything.
Yeah.
Like like as long as you have an iPad or a tablet, I guess you can just play whatever games you want or whatever games you have,
Yeah.
which would be so
That'd be nuts.
super sick.
That'd be nuts, man. Um,
Yeah, I would. That would be trouble for me for sure.
yeah. It's just what's the network?
Good
What's the
trouble,
network going to be
not bad
like,
trouble.
right? I think that's a bigger concern. But
Yeah.
who knows,
Um,
man? It's so far good reviews. We'll see on this XCloud preview, and maybe we'll jump on it and fuck with it a little bit.
I mean, now that we're actually talking about it, I'm really psyched for it. I want to see how well this works.
Yeah.
Um, you want to touch on these requirements at all?
Sure. So, just on the little tidbits, Requirements to participate. It looks like Android only at the time, Android 6.0 or higher, with Bluetooth 4.0. So that's pretty specific, higher end
Yeah, so
versions.
that cuts me out
It cuts you out, but I do have
because I don't have.
a
Yeah.
Galaxy phone, so I could probably do this. At least fuck around with it. I'll try it at work.
Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. Don't try it at work.
I'll try it at work on my break.
We have things to
I'll do
do.
it on my lunch break. It'll be fine.
Okay.
But Bluetooth enabled controller, which is fine. Runs on Wi-Fi
I mean,
or mobile
that's
network scenario.
every
Yeah.
controller, pretty much. Any legit one, most not legit.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a wired controller. Yeah.
So all I got to do is get the Microsoft
Uh,
streaming app. All right, cool. Now,
so this is on your plate
this is
now.
on my plate. I have the hardware. But speaking of hardware, let's move into Nintendo
Oh.
news, and more specifically,
Let's get a little light.
the Switch Lite.
Yeah, so Switch Lite came out last Friday. I think it was like the 23rd,
Uh huh.
22nd. Doesn't matter. A couple days before that, my girlfriend, you may have seen her once or twice. She makes an appearance behind me, usually. Told me that she was really interested in Fire Emblem and Link's Awakening specifically. And I looked at my Switch. I looked back at her. And I looked at my Switch, and I was like, you know, I want to play the Switch. It's not your Switch. She's like, well, I want to switch then too. And I thought, small person doesn't need the full Switch experience.
Yeah.
I'll just get her to Switch Lite. So I went out, found one. It's actually pretty easy to find. Got the yellow one because she likes yellow.
I get that. It's my favorite color too.
I don't know why. Side note: my grandma drove a bright yellow Ford Explorer for most of my childhood, which was tight. It was really easy to spot grandma's car whenever we would go to the store or something. Back to the Switch Lite. It's pretty good. It feels like the plastic feels really nice on your hands. It's got like this I don't want to say grippy feeling because it's not really grippy, but it doesn't feel quite as smooth as the Switch does.
Yeah.
The buttons feel pretty good. Sticks feel pretty good from what I've played with it. It's pretty much just a Switch. I've played the Switch most of my time playing it in handheld, and it's a good version of that. It is pretty small though compared to the regular Switch, and if your hands already don't feel good on that, it's probably not going to feel better on the Switch Lite. But all things considered, I've got to say I enjoy it. There will be, I guess, more testing to be done. I haven't played with it all that much because as soon as I got it and gave it to her, she went a little crazy and has been playing nonstop pretty much the entire time. She's almost farther than I am in Link's Awakening and has like 2 times the amount of hours.
Nice.
But she's never played the game.
Yeah.
She has never played it before. It's just like going crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll have more to say about it the more that we play, specifically like when we get into like playing together. We haven't done that too much yet, but I give it, 1 thumb up for sure, and then probably like this much of another thumb. So like 1.5 thumbs. I don't know. It's good. I wish that they made a Switch Pro.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a better thing long term. I get why they did the Switch Lite, but makes me want a better Switch. That's seeing like these like minor improvements makes me want a better one. Like if the Switch that like the regular Switch, if that had the same feel, if the Joy-Cons had that same feel that Switch Lite has, I would be so happy. Battery seems pretty good on it. I don't think she's killed it yet.
Yeah, it's supposed to have. I watched Digital Foundry. They did a whole entire breakdown of like the
Hmm.
three different models, right? The Switch Lite, the old
Original,
Switch, and then the
new
new
battery.
one. And the Switch
Hmm.
Lite's battery lasts just a little bit longer than the OG Switch, and it charges faster because
Yeah,
the battery is
which
actually smaller than the OG Switch, so it actually charges faster.
I haven't noticed that, but she doesn't seem to charge it very long, very
Yeah,
often. So
yeah. So,
um,
but
I recommend it if you have a child or somebody with small hands that
yeah,
that you
I mean, I have small hands, so
or if you need a second
yeah.
one.
Well, I
Well,
don't know
no,
about the second one.
for you, no. Well, for like a second Switch, like I didn't want to buy a
Sure.
full another Switch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wanted to just have something to play, like when we're sitting next to each other, and we'll start a Stardew Valley farm whenever she beats Fire Emblem, which could be quite a long time. Um,
I mean, my issue with this Switch
for
Lite is the flexibility. If you're like, if you wanted your OG Switch to be your your dock Switch, and the other one to be your like portable one, more portable one, I guess would be the better
Mhm.
term. How switching accounts is still not easy.
um, I can't really. You know what I should do? I should link my Nintendo account to it and see how easily I can swap between my saves.
Yeah.
Um, I will give that a shot later today. She takes the Switch literally everywhere that she
That's
goes.
awesome. That's great.
Um, yeah, I think I might have created a monster. Um, but I will give that a
Cool.
shot. I think it's probably pretty easy. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. And I probably should have looked this up. If I don't know how many like Nintendo accounts you can link to a console.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know.
but I will say, having had to download all my cloud saves from my stolen
Mm-hmm.
Switch or my lost Switch, um, that was super easy. When I did that, it took me like no time at all. So if it's the same thing where it's just like, hey, pretty much just sync up on Wi-Fi before you leave, that'd be no problem at all.
I think would be
But I haven't done the
would have
testing.
been wonderful since they don't do it now, but cartridges you should save on the cartridge. That would inspire me to buy more physical media because then I just
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even have to worry about it. I can just play whatever's on the cartridge and just swap the cartridges. That would have been perfect, but they don't do that anymore for some weird reason. Missed
Probably to
opportunity.
save money. I don't know.
Ah, it seems like a missed opportunity.
Um,
Like that was the cool part of cartridges, but whatever. It is what it
yeah,
is. I mean, can't change it.
yeah. I feel like there's got to be an easy way. Like,
Like
I mean, there is the SD card on the Switch. If you just swap that, I wonder if that would work. Um,
yeah.
Another thing to test, I
I
guess.
mean, I watched a video
I
on, and they're like, you have to deregister whatever switch you're using so you can use it on the next one, but you still have to have an internet connection because it's got to register on the next one. It just seemed, I was like, that's fucking complicated.
just you saying that has talked me out of trying this later.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, maybe
um,
it's better that that's her switch and you have your own switch, and then that's it.
just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool to, I guess, have that functionality, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the regular
Exactly.
Switch, you know? Like it's supposed to be that console where you can just pick it up and go. It's not supposed to be the one where it's like, this is the one I leave at home and this is the one I take.
So you're trying to say the switch is
Um,
supposed to switch?
I just found out that you can plug your Switch into a TV. They give you that weird
Yeah.
box, you know?
Crazy.
I plugged that box into my TV when I got a big TV. You can put the Switch right in there. And it switches screens, sort of, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Switches to better
yeah.
resolution. It's crazy. Craziness.
It does switch to better resolution. Yeah. I mean, it's not super noticeable in a lot of the games that I
No,
play,
no.
but yeah. Um, anyways, Switch Lite, it's it's okay. It's okay. My girlfriend loves it, which I guess is all I could ask because now we're gonna play some more games together. And I guess the one bad thing is now she asks me all the time what she should do next
Mm-hmm.
in Link's Awakening, which we should talk about now.
All right, let's do it.
What do you think about
Let's do
that?
it.
Link's Awakening. Have you played that game before?
I played it on Game Boy when I was like
Yeah,
knee high to a duck. I was a child.
I played Link's Awakening DX, I think it was called, on Game Boy
Yeah.
Color, like a million years ago. It was, I think, the one of the first Zelda games I played. I either played it right before or right after Ocarina of Time,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember which one it was, but I remember. I don't think I ever beat Link's Awakening the first time I played it because
Probably
I was a
didn't.
kid and I
Yeah, I probably didn't either.
didn't have internet,
Yeah.
didn't know how to look things up, and I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I love this game and just going around and getting stuff. Um, the remake or remake remaster, whatever it is pretty faithful to what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. It's fun. It's pretty much what you expect. Although I will say there are minor slowdowns,
Damn.
you know, with changing
Yeah.
areas, or I think that's pretty much it. Just like going into like the next section of the
Mm-hmm.
map, specifically like some sections where there's like more enemies or just more shit moving around. There's a little bit of slowdown, which isn't great, but it usually catches up
Okay.
almost immediately.
So it's like a
Um,
stutter almost, like a burp, and then it
yeah,
speeds back up.
it's just a quick stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, it's a lot of fun. It's exactly what they said it was. As far as I can tell, there's like no real big differences, although I may not. I'm trying to go through it as much from memory,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess not memory, but just like experiencing the game as I can, just so I can try to relive it. Um, it's fun. It looks very cute.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
adorable. It's not on my. I'm waiting like a weird semi sale because it's a Nintendo game, so it never actually goes on sale. But
well, I got news for you, buddy.
yeah, buddy.
When I beat it and when Allison beats it, I was gonna loan it to you, so you don't have to.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because you got it on cartridge. I forgot all
I,
about that.
I buy it on cartridge. I buy every Zelda and every Pokemon game on cartridge or physically. I buy those
Yeah.
physically. Other stuff I prefer digitally, but there's just something about holding those games in my hand that I really enjoy. Um, so you'll get to play it soon
Yeah.
enough.
I might actually
I'm about.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Mine's
Oh,
off topic.
oh, I was just gonna say I'm about half of the way, a little bit more than half
Mm-hmm.
through the game. So I'll be done soon. Allison will catch up
Mm-hmm.
and beat it
Yeah,
soon. I might have to start giving her more help instead of just telling her, go talk to this guy somewhere and he'll give you the hint. Um,
that's funny.
it's fun. It's a good game. It's a very good game. There's nothing special or remarkable about it except for the look of it. And it is one of those, like, I would say this is like a top five nostalgia game for me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's kind of why I want to play it. But
Yeah. It's a nostalgia experience.
sure, I
Like if you had never played Zelda before, I don't think I would recommend it. There's better starter Zeldas.
better. Oh, I mean, you have Breath of the Wild on the Switch, but once you beat Breath of the Wild, that's probably the next best thing, right?
I
Or
I mean, on Switch,
actually, it's not true because SNES has um, Link to the Past now.
Link, yeah, there you go.
That would be
Um, Link to the Past is just a better game than Link's Awakening. Um, I do. I don't think it will happen because I think these games are not only Nintendo. I think Capcom made them. Do you ever play Oracle of Ages or
I have.
Oracle
Yeah.
Seasons? Those are what I want them to make in this
Yeah.
style. I want them to just use what they made here, make it a little bit better, just make it everything run a little bit smoother, and then put those games in that style. I think that would be really cool.
I love the style.
Just because they're a little bit more fleshed
Yeah.
out.
I love the style.
The style
I
is
think they
great.
should keep that style,
Style.
fix it up so the frame rates are better, right? The performance is like a solid 60 frames per second, and then just remake all the old Game Boy and Super Nintendo ones with that style. Maybe not Nintendo ones.
That'd be.
Those are garbage. I don't know why people like them. Super Nintendo.
Um, I haven't really played any of those. I played I think Zelda 1,
Yeah.
like the first one. Played it for maybe like 10 minutes when I was like 12 years old. And I was like, yeah, this is fucking trash. Why did why did they ever make another one of these?
Yeah. I
And then I was like,
I attempted again, like Zelda 1, and I was like, oh god, I can't get into the. I'm probably just too old. It's mechanically too bad. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine not playing this.
I mean, back in the day, it must have been crazy,
Yeah, for sure.
but
They just can't keep up.
not
Yeah.
today.
All right.
Um,
Cool.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I do want to throw in one other thing. I've been grinding super hard on Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
There's no end in sight. There's like no end at all. It's a good game, but there's so like sometimes I'll look at the screen and I'll just be like, I've been doing these support conversations for like 10 minutes. And this is like the fifth time I've done this week where it's just like nonstop talking, nonstop. I played that game. You ready to be surprised or feel weird? I played that game for 70 hours. And I
Wow.
don't think I'm ever going to beat it. I will say that a lot of that game for me has been I'm going to play this game and watch a TV show at the same time. So there's been many times where I will turn it on, start it up, and just let it sit there while I watch TV, which probably adds to the 70 hours a bit. But
But still.
every time I look at it, I'm like, what did I like? This is crazy. And I'm still one house in, only one house. I know that a lot of the story is kind of repeated or recycled across the three houses, but oh man,
Pretty intense.
that one is
That's intense.
it's definitely worth the money, especially if
Yeah.
you want to like sit and focus on it. It's worth it.
Awesome.
Um, let's slide on down.
Yeah, let's get to the good. I mean,
Hit this.
let's get into our core games that we're playing right now. Apex being probably numero uno. And so in the Apex world, the season ends on the 1st.
Starts on the first.
Or, I'm sorry,
Does it start
season
and
2
end?
ends on the 1st, and season 3 starts on the 1st. No, I guess that's.
Is it same day?
I don't think it's the same day. Season 3 starts on the 1st. That's all that matters.
Yep. Which is
Tuesday.
let's see, Tuesday. Oh man,
Yep.
that's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah, so Apex, I hit 110. I stopped playing. I haven't played it in about a week. I think I may have like turned it on once and then turned it off.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. They announced some stuff. Obviously, there's a new character. We'll see what his abilities are. I don't think they've done an in-depth look into
I
crypto.
don't think so.
I haven't played at all since all of his shenanigans have been happening.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the
which-
video, this Family Forever video, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, concept. So he's kind of like a spy. It looks like he gets a drone.
I think he's like a hacker kind of guy,
Yeah.
hacker spy guy, which is cool. It really depends on what his abilities are, but I think a sneaky character would be cool.
Mhm.
Something that they don't really have. besides I guess Mirage,
Mirage,
but he's not really
Wraith,
sneaky.
Wraith.
Not super sneaky. You can see her
Yeah,
pretty well. I mean, this is all
it's
speculation,
how
but
you play the characters
yeah,
too.
yeah. Um, I'm pretty much just on an Apex hiatus until next week, I guess. Um, it's not a lot to report from me on that front, I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean, I had a lot of interruptions this season, so I'm like 85. I'm pretty sure I have
Yeah,
enough things to hit 100 over the weekend.
yeah.
So
I will.
we'll see. I'll be
I will
grinding.
play with you to get you to at least
Yeah,
100.
I'll be grinding
So
hard. I'll be grinding hard. I'll actually probably even do some solo stuff over the weekend because I know you're working. So that will be interesting. But yeah, we have the new Legend Crypto Battle Pass, of course. The new weapon is the charge rifle. I'm guessing the charge rifle is a
so this charge rifle
supply drop.
it probably will be. I think the charge rifle was in
Yeah, it
Titanfall, if I
was. Yeah, it was
remember.
to shoot down Titans.
Yeah. So in yeah, it was a big heavy gun.
Yeah.
So it must be kind of like a more powerful version of the Havoc single shot. Um,
Yeah, like it's single. You're right. Um,
I to be honest, it's a bit underwhelming if that's like the only weapon change that they've done or addition change. Um,
I wonder if it's going to be more like because it charges like a sniper rifle, kind of like a Kraber sniper rifle, an energy Kraber, because it charges up and then it shoots a large beam, right? And
yeah,
energy
that
weapons don't have that much of a drop off, so you could use it like a sniper
they have the
rifle.
lowest. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's the intended use is medium to
long range.
medium long range. No, I don't know what the scope situation will be like. I don't know how long it'll be.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's cool. There's been a lot of rumblings that there may even be a new map. Um, from what I've seen on Reddit,
It,
a lot of people think that there's going to be either a huge like winter overhaul of the current map or a second map altogether.
well, the season is called
Um,
Meltdown, so
mhm.
possibly, right? I mean, they have to do a big map
Yeah,
change. There's no way they can't do a big map change. Like as it's got to be at least as significant as season 2 was.
with the big boys or
Yeah,
whatever.
the breaking of the areas, the
Um,
building of new structures. You're probably going to see the areas that were untouched last or this season, or the places that were untouched last
yeah,
transition may get touched this coming transition. Like, what if
yeah.
Skulltown melted down?
I, I don't know. Then where would everybody go?
Or what if there's like pools of lava
Um,
scattered throughout?
yeah, that's a I foresee like an icy world with some hot lava areas that are like bubbling up. I don't know. We'll see.
They might surprise us. Who
It,
knows?
I hope they do surprise us,
And all,
but only good
yeah.
surprises
And October's also supposed to have a LTM event too. Probably towards the end of
for
it.
Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
They Apex has been doing a pretty good job. I know they got a lot of heat for their
I don't think.
last LTM,
I don't think.
but
When it comes to monetization and cosmetics, I don't think any company is going to win. I've, I've yet to find any monetization model where people are just like, yeah, this is great, because at the end of the day, people don't want to spend any money.
no.
Like,
I'm trying to think.
like,
From what I remember, Rocket League was okay.
yeah,
It's been
I guess
a long time.
I haven't really jumped into it, so I can't say I haven't experienced the Rocket
Yeah.
League, but all the ones I've seen, they're like Gears 5 came out. People are shitting on Gears 5 MTX, understandably, like for some of it. But I looked at some of those skin packs where you have like a crap ton of weapon skins in them, and I'm like,
Dude,
That's
yeah.
way cheaper than what Apex has, and still cheaper than what Fortnite has.
And you're getting a lot for like the pack, I guess. But, you know,
Yeah, but
Apex,
yeah,
it's a free game. I give them a bit of a pass. And Fortnite, obviously, free game, I give them a pass. It all comes down to like the value that you're getting. Like, is it valuable to you, whatever you're going to
well,
get?
I think a lot of people,
And
I
you
think a
might
lot of
buy
people
it.
are missing out on the the gameplay itself, right? Like, is the game fun? Is that what keeps you playing, or is the cosmetics keep you playing? Because if the cosmetics is what keeping you playing, then that's I could see.
I would have quit Apex as soon as I hit level
Yeah, like
100, if that's what it was, because you don't get the boxes anymore.
exactly. So it just doesn't make sense. Like Gears 5, dude, you have campaign, you have horde, you have escape, and you have versus. You have four really good modes for the most part, depending on your flavor, but they're really fleshed out modes
Hmm.
that are performance, like one of the most smoothest gameplays out of launch I've played. Looks fantastic. The shooting is nice and tight. And that's like people are shitting on the game, but the game itself is actually really, really good. But they're so focused on monetization, it like pulls the weight away from it. Like it undervalues it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean,
I think,
a lot of people are fed up with the
yeah,
microtransaction system. Um, I think probably most of what you're hearing is just like people who shit on it for every
sure.
game, and they're just trying to drum up that interest and not the interest, but the focal point, make the focal point on the microtransaction systems. But I, I, I don't know. It's a tough thing. Like obviously, game companies aren't making games just for our enjoyment. They're making them to make
Yeah.
money. Um, so as long as microtransactions don't impact the game, I don't care if you
Yeah.
put them
Me,
in. Like I don't
I mean,
care at
it's nice
all.
to have a cool skin here and there. I get it, but I mean,
Hmm.
we've complained about it before. Like you got that loop back in Apex where you got the music instead of a skin, right? So
True, but I didn't spend any money on
no,
that
you
one.
did spend money.
I did spend money. Well, no, that was just coins that
Yes,
I had
yes, you're
saved
right.
up from the
You're right.
battle pass. So technically, I spent money, and now I'll have to spend money to get the next battle pass since I spent all
Yeah,
my coins, or too many of my coins. Um, yeah, I mean, there's obviously like Apex is pretty shit when it comes to that, um,
yeah.
but other games have done it fine.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
it's a weird
It's
it's weird balance of the two. No one's done it well enough because there's people on Gears going, bring back the loot boxes.
loot boxes are fun, man. As long as you get good stuff
Yeah,
every once in a
I mean,
while.
I've never had a problem with loot boxes personally. We both don't have problems with loot boxes for the most part. Um,
No?
I think the understanding is the predatory nature of it. That's the problem. But
Yeah, for sure.
but whatever. Let's uh let's talk about our ranked experience in season 2, and then we'll move on. We kind of
Uh,
stopped playing ranked.
yeah, there's no real benefit to me to playing ranked. Um, I was having fun just playing
Yeah,
regular, and there's it's not that there's pressure, but I feel like the games just flow a little bit more. They're a little bit more exciting.
ranked.
Um,
Yeah,
ranked is not very good at the moment, just because there's such a weight on position. Like it doesn't matter how many kills. Like kills help obviously, but to really move up, you have to kind of camp and play it super safe, which isn't that fun to me.
not in a BR.
Not no, not in any game. Like I don't want to just
Yeah,
sit and camp. Um, I want to. I don't mind tactically camping, where it's like I know somebody's coming
mm-hmm.
after me. I'm gonna sit in
Mm-hmm.
this corner. But a lot of the times in our ranked games, we were just like, all right, well, we're sort of well looted, and half the squads are gone. So now let's just go find a bush and sit at the edge of the map until hopefully the last fight. And it's just like,
Yeah.
that's not fun. Like, it's not cool. Um, I don't really care for the ranked system
Oh,
uh,
they are
in
changing it.
Apex, but I did see they're changing it, and I'm gonna give it another shot next
Well,
season.
this current season, we made it to gold, which it looks like 35% of people make it to gold, and 40% of people make it to silver. So we're where most people go. We're the
We,
top 80%.
I
We're in
think
the
I'm
80%. 80% of people don't go past gold.
true. I
So that's not terrible.
probably within one day, maybe even a couple hours, I could get to platinum. Is
Yeah.
that the next level? I'm very high up in
Yeah.
gold, I think. Um, which I probably shouldn't have stopped playing ranked
So
because
close.
I
Yeah.
went so far,
Yeah.
But I wasn't having any fun.
Yeah.
Um, especially when you're just like, all right, I dropped in, got knocked pretty, pretty much almost immediately just because it's a BR and I didn't
Hmm.
get the shield or the gun. Like I picked up only the ammo and
Well,
that's it.
I think part of it is the
Um,
challenges. They don't necessarily like
yep,
I. There's sometimes like you got to drop here and it's a hot spot, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that in ranked. You know, I don't
yep.
want to lose my
And
points.
that was another big motivating factor for me is I just wanted to complete my challenges. Yeah, like I want to. The ultimate goal for me was to
Yeah,
get 110.
that's the
That was all
primary
I
goal.
cared about. I want to fully max
Yeah.
out the battle pass. And yes, you can do that in ranked, but I'm never ever gonna drop in the pit on
No.
ranked. Like that's either you kill another squad or you die immediately because you didn't get a gun. And I had so many challenges where it's like you have to go here or you have to use this type of gun. It's like I don't want to
Yeah.
use that. Like I don't ever want to use a pistol. I mean, yeah, I do want to use a pistol if it's the
Hmm.
right pistol, but um, I think it needs a lot of work. Maybe not a lot of work. Maybe there's like some quick little switch. You just flip it and now it's all fun and it's not like crazy to rank up and it's still hard. But I don't know what that is. I don't know what they could change to
I
make
don't
it
think
better.
it will change. I think they'll make the scoring systems even more a little bit more palatable because right like they're adding assists as a way to get points and they're increasing the amount of points you earn for
Yep.
wins and stuff like that. But I think it'll always be a different meta because like Watson in ranked is a way better character than in the in public because it
Yeah,
encourages you to
because
camp.
everybody in rank you just go find a
Yeah,
nice spot to set up with all of your fences and your little generator
and it,
thing. You get a caustic, maybe you
exactly.
have a pathfinder and you get up on top of
Yeah,
some shit.
so I think there'll always be an incentive
Um,
to camp because of the nature, just because everything's more valuable. Your life is way more valuable. Dying is more impactful.
yep,
I think it's always going to be that way. And there's people that want to play that style game, and that's what ranked is.
which
Yeah.
is fine. As long as they don't put out like some crazy cool reward for
Well,
ranked.
we're going to
I feel
find
like
out soon.
I think I think they are giving out
And
trails, like flying trails,
trails
whatever
and
you
a
call
weapon
them,
skin. Each one will have a weapon skin.
and a
So
weapon skin.
we'll see how cool the weapon skins are from silver, gold, platinum, and apex are.
And
Yeah,
Predator.
diamond, apex.
Yeah.
But only 0.2% of the population made it
Cool.
to apex. So, which makes sense. It should be a small population that ever makes it up there.
Yep. Um, I feel like that's probably doable for us if we really put our minds to
You know,
it.
yeah, but
But
we would have to. Well, we would have to get a third because anyone that makes it to
yep,
diamond, I would say even
platinum.
platinum is working on a full party. I mean, we could
Yeah,
probably actually we could
most
probably make
likely, yes.
platinum. We wouldn't be able to get further in platinum because it is semi skill based on your rankings, right? So I don't think we would make it past platinum, just two of us. But we would have to have a third, and we would not have to concern ourselves with the weeklies and stuff as much. Yeah.
The dailies, yeah.
We'd have to play the meta. We'd have to all right, what is the best class combinations, and play those more consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I don't want to do. I don't want to do
like
that.
the dailies because it forces me to play the other characters I don't normally play. So.
Yep. It's a little more fun.
So.
We'll
probably stick to gold.
Let's move on to the. Yeah. Well, this season for sure. Let's move on to the other game that has a pinging system and a slide.
A mediocre pinging system.
So a very mediocre pinging
All right,
system.
Borderlands 3.
Pretty mediocre
Borderlands
slide.
3 came out. We were excited for it. Initial impression. Your initial impression.
Have you played Borderlands 2?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
And like, if you like Borderlands 2, you're gonna like Borderlands 3. It's just a slightly better version of that. I honestly, I don't even know if it's better than, what was it, the pre-sequel. It looks a little bit better. It runs a little bit shittier.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's Borderlands. It's fun.
It's the same old Borderlands, just modern.
Yep.
That's it.
I don't think you can put modern and Borderlands 3 in the same sentence.
I think you can. I think with the movement system. Well, you're right. All right. Maybe we should have broken this down a little bit more detail. Because you're right. We talked about it yesterday about some areas that just feel dated, like some aspects of the game that feel dated. Let's talk about the guns first, which I think is fantastic. I think it's the most varied, the most interesting thing part of the game.
Yeah, the part that people play Borderlands for, at least that I play Borderlands for, are the guns. That you want to find rare, cool guns, some weird stuff that is fun to show off to your friends. And I think they're pretty good. There are, I think the weapon manufacturers. Those are a little bit like, too similar. Like, oh, this gun, like all the bullets, all the Jacobs gun, the bullets or headshots ricochet and extra shot. I wish that those were a little bit more varied. So there was like 2 or 3 types of gun per manufacturer. Okay. But a lot of the guns that I found have been pretty fun. They're just fun to use in general, and they look cool.
You know what's great about PvE games is the guns don't have to follow a real balancing thing, because you're just here to shoot shit.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's OP or not?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the PvE
That's
game,
fair.
But yes.
But for the most part,
they went for it. Yeah. For the guns that I've at least picked up and used, they went for it and made them fun. So that's my my 2 cents on the guns in Borderlands.
And you know what? We still haven't even played with all the guns. Like, we haven't fucked with a lot of the legendaries or the anointed guns or anything like that.
That's true. I've pretty much just been sticking to drops.
Yeah.
I think I've used 1 golden key, and I used that gun for a long time, and it was a lot of fun. Or I guess one of the guns I got from that. Unfortunately for me, I think the guns is like the only like gold star that I would give Borderlands. Okay. To me, the gameplay, while they did improve it with the slide, and I know the ping isn't great, but at least they put it in there. It still doesn't feel like it controls super well. I do like the mantling that they put in. I think is actually fairly decent from what I've done, but that opened up, more jumping puzzles, which I think Borderlands is terrible at. I think Like just the jumping in that game is not very good.
It feels better than two
Um,
because I thought two was too floaty. You would jump and kind of like do this weird
yeah,
hover, and I'm like, oh my god, it felt
yeah.
slow. Um,
I think I like that.
yeah, I didn't. But you
Um,
know what? It's really hard.
I mean, I was
It's
just
really hard
used
to
to it.
come from like playing a lot of Apex into Borderlands because I think Apex nails
Hmm.
the movement system better than probably any game out there.
Yeah, especially like a
Shooter.
first-person
Yeah.
quick pace game like that. It's Borderlands is I don't want to sound like I'm ragging on it because I actually am having a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I have two characters already. Um, Neither of them, I haven't beaten the story. I just started a second character because we chose the same guy and I didn't want to play through with with both. What is that guy's name? The
Zane.
operative?
You don't want to be twinsies? You be twinsies with
Zane.
me.
No, I'd rather
All
be the
right.
girl.
Um,
Um,
I would say gameplay is
it.
lackluster. Perfect example: mission design or quest system in general. It feels
Oh,
2010 quest system. It feels like Borderlands 2 Court is
it
so
feels.
old and dated.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah, where it's just like, all right, go to this person and grab this thing,
Yeah,
and you grab it, and then you go take it back to the lady, and you give it to that person, and you wait for them
fuck.
to talk to you for
Yeah.
2 minutes, and then they give it
The
back to
worst
you,
part is they talk,
and
and
it's
if you
like,
pause or go into your inventory, it pauses their talking. Just keep talking.
I think that's only if you
Yeah, if you
play
only play
solo.
solo. But I played a lot of solo. It's
Yeah,
fucking annoying as shit. Like I'm
yeah.
in my menu so you could finish
Um,
this because I there's nothing to do right now. It's such a small thing, but
yeah,
it's
it's.
huge.
I don't. I fully agree with that. I think it's pretty. I don't want to say dumb, but it's just like, what were you thinking? Like, it's 8 years since your last game, 8, 9 years,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like, you have to have looked at other games in between now or then and now, and just steal a little bit of
Yeah.
what they've
When
done. You
when
know?
you come off the backs of games like Witcher 3, who've developed a system for side quests that don't even feel like side quests. They're their own stories, right?
Yeah,
Their own stories. Like, why couldn't you just like have these like interesting side quest stories within a region and stuff like that?
I don't want to say that the reason that they can't do interesting things is just because of like the Borderlands IP, but I think that's a lot of what it is like they kind of pigeonholed themselves in this, oh, we're zany and funny and weird,
Yeah.
so you're never really going to get that
I don't
super
know.
interesting
I think you can.
side quest.
I think a big problem is they didn't. It's been 7 years since Borderlands 2. Typically, this game
Hmm.
is about 3 to 4 years too late. Really, Borderlands 4 should be out by now,
Yeah,
and the story pacing issues they're having with this one would have been acceptable 3 to 4 years ago, and they could have learned from it.
I don't even
Uh,
know.
3 to 4, yeah, I think,
3 to 4 years ago, Destiny
yeah,
1 was
and
out, right?
their side quests. They didn't have a side quest system.
True. There was no story in that
Exactly.
at
I
all.
think 3 to 4 years ago would have been an acceptable. Not saying it would have been good, acceptable. It would have been like, okay, that makes sense where they're going with it. And then by this release, they would have had because I think Witcher 3 probably came out around that time, anyways, which really changed a lot of ways to
Mhm.
tell stories with side quests. Then now it would have been like, okay, then they just slowly evolve, but they've been evolving because they've been doing work, right? So just kind of like how
Yeah.
a music band's album, their first album always has like a rough sound to it, and then every subsequent album they get a little more polish and a little more polish because they do more shows and have produced more songs, right?
Yeah.
They just get a little better and better.
You just refine
Yeah,
that. Borderlands
no,
did not do that. I mean, they added a couple sparkles
hmm
and made it the shit a little bit
yeah.
shinier, but it's still the
With that
same
said,
shit
it's still
that
fun, but that's
Yeah, I still have a
But it's
lot of
not fun
fun.
because of that.
But that
It's
fun
fun is
is
because of the core
it's
mechanics.
all
Yeah,
because of the
the
loot.
loot, and I
Yeah.
personally like the character. I like what they're doing with the class system. I like
I do enjoy the
yeah
classes.
having the class like the skill modifiers on the side of the trees. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's great.
That
That's a
was a
great
good
addition.
addition.
Yeah. Um,
I didn't realize how that worked until I got one of them, and I was like, shit, I thought I was gonna have to choose whether or not to put points into this. This is just way cooler how they set it up where it's
yeah,
like you I haven't actually played all the characters, but you just get to add
yeah.
those on. Um, I don't know. It's
And that the next
it's a bit of a
yeah
letdown
the story
to
or
me.
the mission structure is a letdown because it feels dated, and so does the semi open world
Mhm.
is a letdown because it also feels dated.
Yeah,
When
it feels a bit limited.
good example would be
When I thought,
Division Two. When you go from playing Division Two's open world and then you go to play this open world, you're just like, ooh, this does feel 7 years old.
yeah, it is. That is not a good comparison for
Yeah,
Borderlands. Yeah, the semi-open worlds are. I know that that's kind of what they've done
yeah.
forever. Uh, this it just feels more. It feels less open
It feels
this time. I don't know if that's just because like there's other games
yeah.
like Division or
Or
even
Destiny.
Destiny where it's just like where that's a closed off area. There's not a lot going on, but there's like more exploration. This just feels like, all right, well, I'm just driving down this way
Yeah,
and I'm going to drive back this way to go drop off
yeah,
something. And I haven't really spent a lot of time like uncovering all of the maps. So I could be completely wrong about this.
yeah. But it feels barren when
But
you're driving around, just getting one from one
yeah,
mission marker to the next pickup quest. It feels barren. It feels empty. Like occasionally you see like a skag
yeah,
here and that there, but some of these maps are huge, and they have like
they're
so
big
much
and it's
elevation.
just,
There's so much elevation now. Like it's easy to get lost,
mhm.
and they missed the
Oh yeah,
mark on their waypoint system. It's better than Borderlands 2,
yeah,
but not that much better. Right.
no. Um,
Not when I use yeah.
Sanctuary
Oh
is
god.
not a good
It
hub
is
world.
awful.
Is it? Is a
And I
terrible
thought
hub
Division
world.
Two's cities were bad.
Um,
Like going to the White House was like, oh my god, this sucks. Not anymore. It doesn't feel that bad at all anymore.
mm,
Or even Destiny 2, right?
the
Going
White
to the
House
tower
is,
doesn't feel nearly as bad. Like going to those
yeah.
side areas.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad. But still, that's just like you're just
Yeah.
running somewhere and then running back. This is just like I don't know which side has the upstairs and the
There's like four levels,
downstairs,
right?
and I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, so I have to go all the way up to talk to Lilith, and then I have to go all the way down to go take the drop pod. Just let me
yeah.
teleport.
Why is there a
That's another
fucking
thing.
drop pod?
The teleporting in that
Oh,
game,
the map.
terrible. At least they made it
Yeah.
better, but so frustrating when it's just like
Why can't the catcher rides
there was
just make the catcher rides teleport stations? Why is that so hard?
yeah. Let I don't know. It's very
Right?
frustrating. Let me teleport to my friends, not just
Yeah.
their cars. Um,
Now, I don't know if it's because I'm
it took me
spoiled with Division 2 because Division 2 has a fucking amazing teleport system. Fucking amazing teleport system. It's really how every game should be now.
yeah. I have a feeling that they didn't uh, even look at Division Two. They probably thought, well, why do we need to copy this game?
They took the
They're just trying to
they
copy
took the
us. They're
ping
just
system from
yeah.
Apex.
Only because everybody complained about it. People probably thought that they were going to have a good. They're going to have just upgrades, like
Yeah.
general upgrades. And I was like, oh, it's been almost a decade. Like they have to have all this stuff because all of this stuff is
Yeah.
already in other games and has been for years
Yeah.
in some cases.
This is such a
Um,
weird game to give an initial impression on. We haven't beaten it, but we're having a lot of fun playing it, but we have so many complaints playing it. It's such a weird impression.
man,
Um,
I I can't wait for this recording to be over because I want to
Yeah.
play it. But also, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hate on it a lot while we play. I'm just like, this is so fucking dumb. Like, why do I have to go talk to
Then pew
this
pew pew
lady?
pew 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 pew.
Like, why did I have to do this? Yeah. And then we're gonna start fighting stuff, and we're gonna kill stuff, and it's gonna be tight, and we're gonna get cool
Yeah.
guns, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. And it's gonna say, okay, pick up this thing and take it back, and it's gonna be, oh fuck, now I gotta go fucking all the way across the map, go talk to this guy, and he's just gonna talk to me about this thing that I found, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna listen to it.
And then, lastly, let's just get into
But I can't
this
wait.
last bit, the UI, the menu system, and the
Oof.
not just the poor quality of the performance, the lag and the stuttering, but
It is
it is how
shit.
complicated did they make it? Why has it
Yeah.
got to be so complicated?
I don't know. This is. Oh, I was gonna say this. It took me so long to figure out the teleport system when I first was doing it because I didn't pay attention when they explained it. I don't even know if they did. And I was just like, I don't know what the like. I know I can teleport because I did it once before, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I was just like, all right, where do I need to go? Look at my quest map. I was like, all right, well, I need to go here and go back to teleport map. And I'm like, I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yep.
Like, what do I
Why
teleport
couldn't they
to?
just
Like it doesn't make a lot of sense.
just keep the old teleport station and just update it a little bit? The old way to teleport was fine. Just,
It was better
yeah.
than this.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. Like why they? It looks fancy, but I was like, it's. But that's what's causing the UI issue, the performance issues, is how fancy it is, and it's confusing. It's very confusing. Just
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
mean,
sense. I don't understand the thought process behind it all.
I think it's just change for the sake of change to say that they worked on it.
Yeah.
I think that they probably worked on it and decided, well, we put this work in, so we're just gonna include it because once they spent that much time with it, they're like, well, we know how to do it. It makes sense to us. So why do we need to not use this?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's wild.
It is a dumpster fire of a menu. It's probably not going to get changed. They better patch in some performance stuff, at least performance stuff. Now that I have it figured out, just clean up that stuff. It'll be fine. But I would say that's our initial impressions. No, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's get into a game we've been talking about getting back into because some things became free.
What game is that? Is that Destiny 2
That
you're
is
talking
Destiny 2, good sir.
about? Destiny 2 is a game that actually, not just Destiny 2. Destiny is a game I pretty much swore off of because,
Got
you know,
screwed. Spent a lot of money on.
it's not. I spent a lot of money on Destiny, and they kind of treated Xbox players poorly, and that's on top of generally treating their fans sort of poorly. But as Destiny does, they have had multiple changes, made the game better, and now all of the year one.
Year
Is it
one,
year one? Is
year
that what they're
one
calling
is
it?
free. They call
Year
it
one
New
is
Light.
free.
And then
And I didn't play most of that.
we played a shit ton of year one. We stopped playing year two when Forsaken came out. Because we all bought Forsaken. We played
Oh,
Forsaken, but we didn't buy the season pass or the annual pass they called it. So when the first update for the annual pass came out, we're like, yeah, we're not buying this. So we stopped. That's why we stopped.
you know what? I think you just talked me out of Destiny again. I forgot that was year two. I'm not fucking playing this game ever again. Fuck Destiny. Like it's
Year
a great
two is
game.
free though.
Wonderful.
The annual
The
pass stuff
gameplay.
is free.
I don't give a shit.
Might as well go play it.
Nah, nah. You're not taking my time, Destiny. I'm not ever gonna visit Xur again.
Yeah,
There's other
true.
games.
but we have been talking about it. So I will say I've been kind of keeping up on it. The updates they are doing for what's the new thing? Shadowkeep is coming out. All the system updates are going to apply to people even that didn't buy Shadowkeep. We'll even be able to patrol it in the moon. That's part of the Shadowkeep update. If you still didn't buy into it, and then of course all the Forsaken annual pass stuff is free. You can still play it. I hear they became good. It's free. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It depends what the other games are coming out. I thought it would be interesting for us to talk about it as it comes up because it spurred our minds.
I would love to play the game Destiny. I just wish that there was. I know, like, I know if I started playing Destiny again, I would have fun.
Yep.
Most likely. I would enjoy
There's
my time
enough
with it.
content now for us to make it feel fresh enough.
Yeah, I mean, even like the old stuff, like I love just
Yeah,
running strikes. Like that's one of my favorite things. Is like, oh, I might get an Engram.
sure.
You know, it probably will be nothing, but I might get something, and I'm just having fun
Yeah,
playing the game. Destiny plays very well.
it's a great shooter.
Um,
Mechanically, it's fantastic.
it's just, I know in my mind and in my heart that as soon as Destiny 3 comes out, they're gonna change a bunch of shit, just like they did, and make it shitty
Yeah,
again. I don't know. I'm intrigued by the thought of going back to Destiny, but I think I would rather just play Borderlands, to be honest, because I'm not going back into getting like the
that's
raids
fair.
and stuff, and
It's
that's
a good
like
point.
the
Yeah,
big thing, I guess. Um, I don't really want to commit time to doing raids and to getting leveled up enough to do the raids. I just want to have fun and get some
yeah.
cool guns along the way, you know?
Well,
Uh,
speaking of other games and other shooters that are coming out, that it's
mhm.
likely going to take a lot of our time. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Potentially.
Potentially. We'll see. Modern Warfare beta, open beta was this previous weekend. I didn't get to play it because I was out of town,
This last weekend.
but you said you got to
Hmm.
toy with it.
Yep. I played about 2 to 3 hours, just enough to get to
Mm-hmm.
level 10.
Oh, that was pretty quick, actually.
Um, it, well, I had some good games. Um, it's a decent amount of fun. I don't know how like deep into it I can go. I only played the TDM, Team Deathmatch, and I played I don't actually remember what they call it. I think Ground War is what they
Yeah,
called it. I don't
the 32 v
remember.
32.
Yep. Basically battlefield mode. Um, it's it's weird. It feels very much like a battlefield game, but just with that Call of Duty time to kill.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it. It's kind of crazy, just like how like fleshed out is the wrong word, but there's so much going on
Mm-hmm.
around you, and I found myself constantly like getting to like the same area and being like, well, I just keep going here because this is like the one place that I know the
Sure.
layout of a little bit. Um, which, as you play the games more, you'll get a better feel for stuff, but it's just a little hectic, like the design. With that said, I did have a lot of fun when I was playing it. I played with my friend who was playing on PC,
Dude, that's awesome. That's so
so
cool.
that was, yeah. Um, I'm slightly worried that, you know, I think it is you're stuck with whatever input you're using. So if I use a keyboard and mouse, which I
Mm-hmm.
think you can do on
Yeah.
Xbox, I feel like I saw that
Yeah.
was an option. I'll be stuck with the keyboard and mouse players, and if I use a controller, I'm stuck with the controller
Mm-hmm.
players. I guess my big worry is that somebody's gonna figure out something to spoof that system, and then you're just gonna get some people who are just demolishing you because they're using keyboard and
I mean,
mouse or
people have already been
whatever.
spoofing that system
Whatever
on previous iterations with what's whatever. Yeah,
was in.
so it's whatever.
Yeah, but now it's baked into
It's
the
true.
game,
It is potential, but I mean,
which is,
Fortnite has it,
yeah.
doesn't? Don't they?
Yeah, but Fortnite, there's benefits to both control
Sure.
systems. Like it's way easier to build with a
Yeah,
keyboard and mouse, and it's easier to shoot with a controller. This is all just shooting,
it's true. I don't
and
know.
if one to one, like shooting is it's just easier. It's to pinpoint with a
Sure.
keyboard and a mouse. Um,
But other than that, felt
but it's
good.
fun. That's about yeah. It feels good. It looks pretty good. Didn't get too deep into the customization, but it seemed okay. I pretty much just had two classes that I used the
Yeah.
entire time. Um, Easy enough to get kills. Time to kill feels pretty good. Uh, from what I played, there was nothing where no like super OP
Hmm.
gun. Seemed like a lot of people were just using the first assault rifle though. Um, got some really cool snipes,
Yeah,
which
the
was good.
sniping looks fairly decent in that game.
Yeah, the sniping for the 32v32 mode was actually a lot of fun. I didn't try it on TDM because the maps, while they're pretty big, it still feels a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
compact. Um, there was no real sniping lanes, I guess. Um, I don't know. I'm very intrigued on this game. I typically don't want to buy Call of Duty just because, there's that Call of Duty fatigue. But this one I think was good. I didn't expect to buy another Call of Duty
Black Ops
after
4.
the
Yeah.
last one.
I mean, this time last year, we were playing Black Ops 4. We played a lot of Black Ops 4. A
Yeah,
fuck ton.
and I
Yeah, we
had
had a
fun
great
with it.
time. Even just for the level, like unlocking your guns and leveling them up, that was more than enough of a
Mhm.
progression system for me to enjoy personally.
Yep. So this, from what I could tell, seemed a little bit not as in
Yeah,
depth as that, but I didn't spend much
looking.
time
Yeah,
going through the
um,
like class
they are
creation
going to have a
stuff.
season pass. It's free, right? It's a free season pass, so I'm assuming they're probably going to do some kind of tier system like a bunch of games do. All the maps
Hmm.
free, same release. All consoles get everything. All platforms get everything released at the same time. Whereas,
Except
except it was announced today or yesterday.
this the Spec Ops
So Spec
yesterday.
Ops is getting released
Um,
on all platforms. There's a specific mode in it. Is a survival mode. It's like their horde mode. That's going to be a PS4 exclusive for an entire year.
so basically, the life cycle of
Yes,
the game.
pretty.
That's dog trash, dog poop.
It's nothing Activision Sony hasn't done before. They did it with Destiny. Remember? They had gear,
Yep,
maps,
I remember
strikes, and all
very
that
well.
for longer than a year in some cases. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's pretty upsetting. There's a Reddit post where a developer
I mean,
made a comment and essentially said, "This was the lesser of all the evils."
which I guess thanks for
Yeah,
doing that, but still, that's
yeah,
like
and he's like, this is
stupid. Like,
above like our pay grades, but from all the other possible options, this was the least painful. So it sucks. It sucks that exclusiveness, especially when you're going cross-platform, when you're promoting cross-platform. I feel like you're just gonna have to drop that on the wayside. Like,
yeah,
we got to stop this exclusive stuff. Um,
I mean, I don't. You can do exclusive stuff, just don't. Why am I
like, do
paying
skins,
$60? Yeah, make an exclusive
cosmetics.
skin.
Like,
Do it for everything. Do it. Every system gets their own
no, that's not how it
exclusives.
works because they didn't.
You,
The other systems
I
didn't pay into it, right? They didn't buy those.
well, make them
Yeah.
pay into it. Either they do
So
or they don't.
Sony,
But don't.
I mean, I would have been fine with Sony having their own set of skins. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Own
it's gonna
skins.
suck. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks because in that situation just sucks no matter what. But it's better than losing a whole fucking mode.
it's almost inexcusable. And while I did have fun with the game, I feel like we could find a game that we would have just as much fun with. Like I almost would rather play Destiny 2 since
After you
they've
just shat on Destiny
come,
2.
yeah, because like it's just
Yeah, it's
stupid.
bad.
Like I know Destiny 2 did it too, but as far as I can tell, it's all done now. Um, Even like this mode is probably not something I would
No,
really
it's
play
not a Call of Duty
all
is
that
not
much.
like a horde mode game I would play. I'd probably play Gears 5 for a horde mode before that.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
It's just shitty. It's a
that's
whole
very
entire
lame.
game mode that's locked out.
Yeah.
Awful. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it makes me want to buy Modern Warfare or not because the 32v32 looks it itches that border battlefield bug that I haven't had in a long time.
I, I think it might be the best Battlefield game since
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 or Hardline.
So there's like that itch, right? Like
No, Battlefield 1. Yeah. I love like that big game, like
yeah,
huge
it's
battle. That's
hella
like
fun.
my number one.
That's why
I
Halo
love
5
that.
Warzone was so much
I
fun,
love,
right? Halo 5 War. You know, we should just
yep.
go back to playing Halo 5 Warzone. Fuck.
Honestly, I would. I never got the Halo 2 battle rifle. Um, yeah, Call of Duty it's a Call of Duty game that, you know, made a baby with
Yeah.
Battlefield and then let Sony fuck that baby. I don't know. That's a weird way to put
Yeah,
it, but
got a little awkward, but it's bad. I'm not
yeah.
sure how I feel about it still. Um, because I really want to play that 32v32. Pretty bad. It looks great. It looks chaotic, like you were saying. And I was like, I think that's the point. I think the point is supposed to be like messy, crazy. Don't know where they're coming from. What's going on? There's
Yeah,
vehicles.
it was wild. There was
Yeah,
tanks. Yeah,
vehicles in a fucking COD
in a
game.
game where a gun kills you in
Yeah,
one shot. It's like, oh man, I just got destroyed across the map because some guy is just shooting a tank into
yeah.
the
So many
doorway.
score streak or kill streaks are playing. Like, there's a lot going on. Um, makes me
Yep.
want to carry a rocket launcher everywhere.
I mean, I
Yeah,
always do that every COD.
but I mean, there's also a party
Um,
that misses that type of PvP because um, Apex is great because it's a battle royale, but you don't get that team based PvP fix,
no,
right?
it's Apex is Apex is a better game
Mm-hmm.
mechanically, I think, but it's not. You're not just gonna play like multiple games over
No,
and over. You know, it's like, all right, we'll play maybe five
yeah,
plus rounds,
yeah.
5 to 10 rounds in a session, depending on how poorly
Mm-hmm.
they go, or how well they go.
But all right,
I don't know what. I mean, COD will probably get it.
we'll
With all that said, we'll probably end up getting it because it was a decent
yeah.
time.
I could totally see us playing it a lot. It's like when I watched it, I was like, fuck, I could totally
Yep.
see us playing this game a lot. But who knows? We'll see. Well, we do have Pokemon coming out, but that's like a single player experience, not a multiplayer experience. So it's like, what is our multiplayer fixes? We can always do Apex, but I'm feeling a little stale right now with Apex. Like I'm excited for season 3, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm not nearly as excited going into season 3 as I was season 2 because we just played so much of it.
Yeah, I think I'm about
it
ready to
it's 6
swap
months of playing,
competitive
right?
shooter games. Yeah.
We played Apex 6 months straight. No, more than that because we did season 1, season 2, and
Would it come
launch.
out last
Yeah, so
February?
we've so
Yeah.
like it's usually around that time. I'm like, all right, time to get another shooter, and COD is kind of being is lining up for that next gun shooter, timing wise.
I think it will be timing wise, and also
And
it's
shooter
pretty fun.
genre type,
Uh,
shooter genre wise, right? We're going from a battle royale to a traditional shooter, multiplayer shooter. So timing wise, it makes
yeah.
sense. We'll probably do much like Black Ops 4, did a couple seasons, Black Ops 4. Then a BR came out. Timing-wise was perfect. We could always flex back to Apex. By that time, there'd be so much new content in Apex. It would feel more fresh. Hopefully.
You hope. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That about sums it up. Like, that's what we do. We just rotate between games, shooters specifically. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll probably have updates to give you.
Yeah.
On that
Either
game.
way, let's call it. Let's have a good day. We got games to play. We gotta go hate fuck Borderlands right now. And
yes. It's gonna be so much fun.
All right, boys and girls. Bye.